Hello, welcome to week 3. So there are a few of you who missed class in person, and then there's people online. So I want to make sure that the content and all, well, you're not going to get all the greatness of being actually in the class and absorbing the real live interaction, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a summary of what we discussed in class. We went over how to write the research paper, which is due this week, as well as getting your case study done. So get that done. I want to say great job to those of you who got your posts done on time and get your replies in to classmates, and then get your case study and research paper proposal done. So the people who were in class and in person, they got the chance to interact with me one-on-one a little bit about what they can maybe write their research paper about. If you are kind of thinking about things and you want to shoot me an email, go ahead and email me. You have my email address. About, I'm kind of stuck. I want to write about this. I'm thinking about that. Just go ahead and shoot me an email. I know some of you are traveling and some of you don't even come into class at all. So I want to just still maintain that connection and offer the support that you might need to get your work submitted on time. So get it uploaded and submitted on time. Then the other questions that came up were related to the midterm. So the Know This video has the information that you need to know for the midterm. And then behind me on the board is other information that you kind of have to know for the midterm. And then also uploaded in class for next week is information that you gotta know for the midterm. So if you cite your sources properly, it's okay to deviate a little bit from the exact things that I say, but if you're citing sources on the internet, be careful how you cite. If the internet article blog is citing something from a book, which is citing something from a research study, I'd rather you get to that research study. And because you're a student here, you have access to the journals. So when you go on the internet and you search for a topic, you might find an article, but then the internet will say to you, well, you got to pay for this article. Well, you don't. You're already a student. So through our library system, you go in and you access those articles. So please watch the video that Rupali made about writing a research paper. It's on Moodle. And then learn how to look for articles that scientists wrote, peer-reviewed articles, because a lot of the content that I'm seeing on the internet now is scientists, and then like somebody might write a book about it, and then somebody writes an article, and then somebody writes a smaller article, and then somebody writes a smaller article, and it just goes so far away from the initial scientific study. It's better, especially as you're formulating your research paper, to go to the scientific peer-reviewed articles. Got it? I can't stress that enough. So, and try, as you're writing your research paper, cite more of the scientific rather than all these websites. That's not, you don't know where that information is coming from until you trace it back. So I want you to not even work backwards. I want you to start from the right place, which is logging into our library from school and looking up articles on, so you put in the topic that you're interested in, and then articles will come up. Do that. Yeah, sound good. Okay, great. What else did we cover? APA style, and making sure that you're citing, especially in your paper, citing your references. And then thank you to all who got their posts done in on time. So I'll move on to, and I believe you all got these questions, so you might be working on them on your own. However, I do recommend that you'll watch the video and what I say here, because you're going to go to the internet and you might find a different source where I've already found a better source, and I might be telling you in this video kind of what the better source answer is. So, and you guys, if you don't have your textbooks, you kind of have to watch this video too. But I'm going to give you enough information so that you can succeed However, a lot of the questions are based on the way that the textbook says things, but lucky for you, I know some other things. So I'm actually going to the next level where the textbook, well, let's just skip to the one example I'm thinking right now. Market research. So if you got to be ready to answer a question about market research, our current textbook has the upside down pyramid example. You can look up upside down pyramid, market research upside down, look it up on the internet. You'll probably find what that is. What I want you to do though for the midterm is look at the link that I provided about primary and secondary market research, because I want you guys to read over that and get an idea, because that's more like the question. I changed the question. That's more like what I'm looking for, because I figured that resource that I put online, you guys can all access it. It's from Canada, actually. It's a guide written for, I'll tell you what it says. It's on, it says Market Research Guide. Market Research Guide. I've uploaded it to class. So go there, read that, know that stuff. Then I sent you questions about, we also kind of talked about this in class, I showed the students who were in class my login to the copyright office. It's called ECO, and I could just log in and I do my copyrights right there for books and music. And then there's trademark, patents, all that fun stuff. So for the purpose, I recommend you know about intellectual property. And those are trademarks, copyrights, patents. They're also called intangible goods. All these words I'm throwing at you, I'm so sorry, because I know English is my second language too. So, and then even the people who do speak English and have been in America forever, sometimes these words just are like, oh, it's too many. This means the same thing. Intellectual property, intangible assets, they mean the same, kind of the same-ish kind of thing. So it's hard. But a word that is common that people know is the word patent. So you're going to learn what a patent is and a little bit of the process in obtaining a patent. I think I showed somebody in class, I had the website up on my phone because I was looking to submit my patent. And it was just a few months ago. And it said, we know how there's a lot of US government agencies who are not doing work right now because they don't have the budget. But rest assured, our patent office is still in business, right? And I might have screenshot that. But then when I went to show, I think it was Ola in class, I was going to say, hey, look, because it was funny. It was a 404, like that page was already deleted or gone. So I don't even know if they're in business or what they're doing, but you can look it up. It's the United States Patent Office. When I do my research, I also look at China patents in China as well. So look at the patent application process. It's your intellectual property. So you write an introduction about something, an idea, an invention. And what a patent is a contract or deal between you, the inventor, and your government. So your government guarantees that nobody can copy your stuff because you're saying that this is yours. And that's what a patent is. So you write an introduction, you describe it. In the description, you can have designs, like if it's a mechanical thing, if it's a mop, a squeegee mop, or if it's a high-tech piece of equipment, whatever it is, and your claims to it. And for fun, if you do write on your midterm, Dr. Papadopoulos, I did go to the United States Patent Office and look, yes, they are still doing the application process. No, they're not. That would be cool because then I know that you went and you looked to actually see for yourself. Because, I mean, I could look right now. Hold on. I mean, they're in business, but because of the budget, let's see what it says. Oh, you can search for patents too. That's what I liked actually about, and I might have skipped that. If you think you have a great idea, you need to go look if somebody already had it and already claimed it, because therein lies the the whole point of this patent office thing. And the saying, great minds think alike. Yeah, some people can maybe come up with the same thing. So what you want to do is look and see if anybody else had something similar to what you're making. And then I'm on the website right now. It's the uspto.gov. And then my USPTO is probably the way that you could register your own self for an account to do your patent if you want, but it's recommended, like your textbook and other people in society, they recommend working with lawyers, other people who can help get it written up properly. Yeah, create an account. So similar to the copyright where I have an account, that's the way I would do the patent. And you're not going to know until you actually submit one where they'll say, oh, it might take us 4 to 6 weeks to get back to you. But if they're low on budget, just like that funny thing where I was saying just a few weeks ago, the government agencies didn't have a budget. This might say it might take us 2 to 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Where it was like 1 month, it might take double or more time. So therein lies the, how much of a budget this office has, which is, I don't know, fortunate and unfortunate. I mean, because like we said, you can have this great idea and patent it, and who's to say somebody with more money for lawyers can switch it a little bit and win the claim in court. I mean, I don't want to be a downer, but it's possibility. So I'll lead into that. I'll go from patents, we'll go to non-equity arrangements, because these are still, like licensing. You can also do licensing with IPs, which I've done. And just today I noticed, and in the textbook it said that, and in the textbook it says that licensing means, like me from America, I give, let's say, China a license to make this kind of car, the kind of car that I make here. And they make it, but they make it using my way, and then they pay me a little bit of money to make it my way. I license it to, the licensing is, I let them use mine and they pay me. The turnkey is, I build a factory in China, I make it my way, but I let a Chinese owner own it. Now, mind you, things in China are different anyways. You could pick a different country. I'm just familiar with how China works because I worked in an organization where we had to have an office run, have our business, have a management contract is what we had to have. We had our way of doing customer service, but we had to contract a Chinese company to do our customer service for us. We gave some insights on what we wanted for customer service, but in China, like that management company had to manage that. So non-equity arrangement, licensing, turnkey, management contract. Turnkey, okay, let me repeat it, make sure I said it. I build a factory in India and train people in India to do a job, and then I let somebody from India own it. That's an example of turnkey. Licensing is, I let somebody from India borrow my idea and they pay me a small percent. And then a management contract, and this has to do with like laws of different countries and how they do things. Because I also know I don't know if it's in Taiwan, there's different ways of dealing with complaints. I know that in customer service, you had to have a place somebody can walk in to complain to your face if you're about your product. In Taiwan, and I think in China, maybe Korea too. So because of the laws there, you can't just have all virtual customer service. So in your office, you had to have a person sitting there so that if somebody has an issue, they can come in and just, like face-to-face attempt to resolve it. It's pretty cool, because here in America, you're like on chat or on the phone or on email with your customer service and complaints, whatnot, but you can respect that face-to-face because you can also resolve an issue better face to face, maybe, and that maybe people aren't as